Welcome to 10 Baby Steps to Google Classroom. If you haven't already, please open another tab and go to classroom.google.com. You're going to sign in with your personal Gmail, and the class code is U7DRNKZ. And I'm going to go ahead and drop some of that information into the chat. And once you've gone in there, if you're new to our class, you're going to definitely want to make sure you open up the slides under classwork. And then you're also going to sign in, and I'm going to copy the sign-in sheet so you guys have access to that in the chat. Just spelling this correctly. Okay, so that's a live link. So if you wouldn't mind, click on that link and sign in for me. So this is going to be actually, let me get out of here. This is going to be 1.3 today. And you guys are joining us on day 3 of module 1. On day 1 on Monday, we met and we went through steps 1 through 5. On Wednesday, we went through steps 1 through 5 again as a review. But today we're going to be jumping straight into steps 6 through 8. And then next Monday, we'll meet again and cover steps 9 through 10. And then we're going to build the classroom together, build it out a little bit. And then day 5 on Wednesday, May 20th, we'll meet again for Advanced Google Classroom. So if that's something that's helpful for you, you can jump in at any of those times. We are also running a Module 2 course that met Tuesday and Thursday this week, and we will be meeting again next Tuesday, same time, to go over steps 9 through 10. So that's what's kind of going on, and we're asking everyone to use their personal Gmail as they create their course. And then, of course, you can go back to your district after learning these skills and apply them in your district account. And something we're having our participants do is practicing entering and exiting the full screen. So at the top of your Zoom window, I'm kind of dominating your whole screen and you can't see anything behind it. So if you needed to switch tabs, it would be difficult unless you look for that top green bar where it says you are viewing Hans Tolman's screen. And you're going to slide over, click View Options, go down, click Exit Full Screen. That will kind of minimize that window. Then you can go behind it, access Google Classroom or whatever resources you need. And then when you're done accessing those, if you're on a Chromebook, you can go down to your taskbar, activate Zoom, and then enter full screen again. So I'm going to give you guys 1 minute to practice entering and exiting full screen on Zoom. And after you're done with that, if you could drop in a message into the chat, let us know who you are, where you're from, and also what's your favorite pizza? My family's going to have pizza tonight, a movie night. What's your favorite? So you're practicing entering and exiting full screen on Zoom, and then you're dropping a note into the chat. Oh, thank you for letting me know about that, Susie. The sign-in says day 4. I'm going to see if I can fix that. Thank you for letting me know. Let's fix that right now, shall we? And let's put the correct date on there. If you enter that, I can fix it later. So if you've already entered it, that's not a big deal. If you haven't started, you can just refresh the form and it should be updated now. So thank you for letting me know about that. That's really helpful. And I see in Redcoff, I don't have the exit full screen option. I'm wondering if you're, what kind of device are you on in Redcroft? And Letitia, a teacher from San Ysidro School District, welcome. I wonder what her favorite pizza is. I'm gonna put mine. Tolman, Bakersfield, California. Favorite pizza. Right now, it's low carb. So I have like a zone 1 frozen pizza. Is it my favorite? It's what I have to do right now. Oh, MacBook Pro, kindred spirit. There's a side-by-side option which seems to work. Okay, yeah, whatever works best for you. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Letitia. Basil tomato, nice, fresh. Christina, veggie pizza. Pretty much right now, any pizza sounds good. I'm starving. So, for those of you who have already been here, you should have a participant option where you can raise your hand. So if you've already been here, would you click on participants at the bottom or the top and look for the raise hand or yes or no option or the thumbs up if you see it. Let me know if you've been to this session before, if you joined us for, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. I'm just curious. All right, I see Christina with a check mark, with a yes. Susie with a yes. Cool, welcome back. They didn't get enough, they're back for more. Awesome. So for those of you who are new, my name is Hans Tolman. I'm a 15 years into educator, STEAM technology specialist in Bakersfield, California, Google certified, and really happy to be with you here this evening. And if you guys are on the Twitter, you can tweet out at hashtag 10babysteps and follow what people have been posting there. And if you're curious about Twitter, well, hang out for a little bit and I will tell you a little bit about the Twitter at the end of our time together. There's a website. The address is bit.ly/babystepsclassroom. And if you were to go to that place, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop sharing and then I'm going to reshare so you guys can see my full desktop. Sorry for the mess. So, a website. Let's view that published website. And I will repaste in the link to this website into the chat just so you guys have access to it. And hopefully, oh, it's a live link. That's helpful. But you can get here by going to bit.ly/10babystepsclassroom. And here there's the sign-in page. So please make it a point to sign in. Thank you for letting me know about that mistake. I was able to correct that. And here's the slides. You can pop these out. I also have a link to all of our session links here, a slide down below. Also, this video page is getting populated. If you miss Monday's or Wednesday's session, 1.1 or 1.2, those 2 videos will be here. And today's session, I'm going to be adding to this list. If you're coming in from Module 2 or curious about Module 2, it's the same thing. 2.1 is the same as 1.1. And then 2.2 is moving forward, and that's where I'll put 2.3. After our time together, I've been looking at the evaluations and ideas. Oh, and this is incorrect too. I'll fix that later. But it's a super short evaluation, and this is how I make changes to my training to make it better. Under the resource pages, we have a document that goes deep into all of these baby steps with kind of explanations and images and step-by-step instructions. So if you're the kind of person that likes to have a list of steps in front of you, this may be very helpful for you. So you can check that out. Also, Distance Learning for Educators by Google. KCSOS has a great free resource with slides and recorded videos from trainings on Zoom, Screencastify, Flipgrid, and more. So that's a huge resource if you're interested in learning more. I also have some links for Twitter. If you're new to Twitter or thinking about it or curious, this document right here is super helpful. Also, if you're curious about my Bitmojis, that's how you use it, and Friendmojis. So, moving on. Let's get back to it. And I just showed you that document in the website. And as you guys have questions, just drop them into the chat. Today we have 7 participants. So I think we're small enough you could actually unmute your mic and interrupt me. So if it gets more than 10, I may ask you to not interrupt me. But if we're a small group tonight, then you can just unmute yourself when you have a question and let me know. And I don't think I need a moderator. I'm just going to have everyone be a moderator. Keep an eye on the chat. If there's a question you can't answer, let me know. And again, those are the session links. That's the link to the class code if you're not in there yet, the Google site, the slides, the sign-in, the doc, the evaluation. And we're going to be continuing our tradition this week of having an after party at 4:45 when our session ends. So if you guys want to hang out with me and talk about things that we didn't get a chance to talk about, you're welcome to do that. If we have any intermediate or advanced technology ninjas, check out for the hashtag Hans Pro Tips. And again, please go to Google Classroom with your personal Gmail. There's the class code. Open the slides, sign in, and tweet at hashtag 10babysteps. Let's get started. We've already talked about G Suite. I won't go back over it. So I'm going to skip past these slides and get straight to where we need to be, to our classroom objectives. This week, we've already been over steps 1 through 5. We've already signed into our Google Classroom. We've created a class. We've posted an announcement. Since we're using our personal accounts, we haven't really invited students, but if you apply these skills to your district, you will be able to invite those students. And then we finally customize our classroom with the theme and the settings. So on this slide that I'm in, which is slide number 24, you can click on any of these links and go back and review any of those steps. So like if you're thinking, oh, I totally forgot how to customize my classroom, you can click here and go back and review those steps. But for today, we're going to jump straight into step number 6, which is create topics. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to read the instructions for you. I'm going to model the instructions for you, and then I'm going to give you 10 minutes to do it. So let's get started. The way you create a topic is you go to classroom.google.com, click on the class that you want to open, click on classwork at the top, and then you're going to click the create button at the top and choose topic. Type in the topic name and add. And a Hans pro tip is to add emojis to your topic by using a website like Emojipedia, where you can type in an emoji and highlight it, copy and paste it over. So now I'm going to model those steps for you. Maybe. Will I? Here we are. So, modeling those steps right now. I feel like I need this full screen and out of the way. So I'm going to go to classroom.google.com. And I'm looking for the class that I want to create topics in. And I see a class right here. This is a test. I'm going to click on classwork at the top. Make sure that has an an underline there. I'm going to click create, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom where it says topic. And I'm going to call my first topic week 1. School closures. And since I want an emoji, I'm going to open a new tab and go to Emojipedia. Type in school. Highlight that little emoji there. Control C copy. Go back to my classroom. Control V paste. For my Mac users, Command C copy. Command V paste. And then I'm going to add this to my Google Classroom. So now I have this topic. It's a big bucket category where all of my assignments for that week are going to go. I'm going to show you one more time. If you already know how to do it, get in there and do it. If you already have topics, create more topics. Create topic. I'm going to call this week 2. Communication. That's what we're going to focus on. And if I were to go back to Emojipedia, I would put like a speaker. Maybe that represents communication for me. Well, maybe a telephone. Good old-fashioned telephone. Like the olden days. Control C copy, Control V paste, and let's spell this correctly. Communication. And there's my second topic. Oh, and it says I can drag and drop classwork. So I can drag this topic above my week 1 topic. So I'm going to give you guys a chance to create some topics. You will have 2 minutes to do that. On your marks, get set, and go. 2 minutes with some music. Let me know if this is too loud. I feel like it's too.
Well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I haver, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who's havering to you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. When I'm working, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who's working hard for you. And when the money comes in for the work I do, I'll pass almost every penny on to you. When I come home, oh, I know I'm gonna be the man who comes back home to you. And if I broke, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who's going over you. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door.
All right, I'm gonna stop the music. So, how many topics were you guys able to create in 2 minutes? Leave it in the chat or unmute yourself and let me hear your beautiful voices. I see a 2. Jen's holding up a 2 finger. Thank you, Jen. Oh, Letitia, 3. Nice. Awesome. Okay, let's move forward. Step number 7. We are going to create assignments, questions, and class materials. Now, yesterday, you guys may have gotten a notification if you were already in our 10 Baby Steps Google Classroom. I was modeling how to create a question, and some of you guys even answered it. But here's how you do this. First, you go to classroom.google.com, pick the class you want, click classwork at the top, click that create button, and either select assignment, question, or class material. We're going to start with a question because I think that's the easiest. You're going to title it, add instructions, and you can also add or create resources. So I'm going to model this for you. I'm going to find my way back to my Google Classroom. I make sure classwork is underlined. I have my 2 topics here. I'm going to click create, go down to question. Let me show you how I number these. I'm going to type #001. This is my very first question in this class. How do you feel, or how are you feeling during school closures? Now, in the instructions, over here I get to choose what kind of question this is. Do I want a short answer where they can write, a few words or multiple sentences, or do I want multiple choice? For this question, I really want to connect with my students, so I want it to be a short answer so I can have them expound on it. And then you're going to write down instructions, and I like to be very sequential and specific and clear in my instructions. So when they get to this question, I want them to click on the space where it says type your answer. I think that's what it says. It's always tricky when I'm not sure what the student view is. Type 1 to 2 sentences about how you are feeling during this epidemic. And then use descriptive words, or you could reference whatever you've been teaching your kids. So we understand you. Number 4, click submit. Number 5, click on view classmates' answers. 6, read and reply to 3 or more classmates. If I wanted to, I could add something like a Google Drive link, file, or YouTube video. I could create something on the spot here, like a doc, slide, sheet, drawing, or forms. I'm not going to do that. I'm keeping it simple. I want you to look over on the right side over here. Under 4, I get to choose which classes I assign this to. I could assign it to all of them or just one of them. If I choose just one, I can assign it to multiple students, all of them, or just a few. I could give it a point value, or I could make it ungraded. I'm going to make this ungraded. I don't want them to feel any pressure for this. For due date, I can choose a due date, but I'm not gonna because we're distance learning, and that's just, For topic, this is under week 1. I want this assignment to be under my week 1 topic. I have the check mark, students can reply to each other. I want them to reply and communicate with each other. I'm also going to check mark, students can edit their answer. I'm not grading this. When I'm done creating my question at the top right, I can either ask it now or look at these pull down menus. I can either ask right now or schedule it for a future date, like Monday morning at 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. for the kids who sleep in. Or I can save it as a draft because I'm not done with it. Maybe I want to attach something later, or maybe I want to finish it at another time. I'm going to ask it right now. Watch what happens. 3, 2, 1, ask. I have my 2 topics. Under week 1, I have this assignment. If I click on it, I can see those step-by-step instructions. I can also view the question as the teacher and see how many have turned it in, how many have not, and look at the question. So you guys are now going to create your own question, except this time I'm going to give you 3 minutes because I feel like that's how long it's going to take. So as soon as I insert this video called 3-minute timer, I'm going to start that timer and you guys have 3 minutes on your marks. Get set. Go. 3 minutes. Creating one question in your Google Classroom. And then I'm going to show you what you're going to do with that question. Yes, Letitia, absolutely. Let me get you that class code again. Susie, I'm going to answer that question. Yes, and I'm going to show you how you can look at it from their end, but unless you're a student in a classroom, you won't be able to see that. I'll show you what I mean. For those of you who have finished your question, here's what I want you to do. Click on the 3 pancakes in the top left. Find our Google Classroom for 10 baby steps. Go into classwork and look for the question that I assigned to that class and answer that question. Give you guys 35 more seconds. Is this music too loud, guys? Sounds great on this side, but all right. So hopefully you guys had a chance to create a question. I'm going to show you what this looks like on the teacher side. So if you switch back to my Zoom, oh, I'm going to stop this music. So if you're looking at my Zoom, I'm going to classroom.google.com. I'm going to click on the classroom where my students are at. That's you guys. I'm going to click on classwork at the top, and eventually I'm going to have you guys go to this place so you can see what the student sees. Under classwork, under week 3, there's a question called #001. How are you feeling during school closures? Now, as a teacher, if I open up this question, I see that 6 of my students, that's you guys, have turned this in, but 27 have not. I have the instructions there. I have 4 class comments. I'm going to click view question. And here's my question at the top. As a teacher, I can now see all of my students' answers. And all of these students have answered this question yesterday. And I can also see when I've replied. So this is what the teacher sees. I can also go back to this question and see comments. But what I'm going to have you guys do is I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to answer this question, because I want you to see what the students are seeing when they answer a question. So you're going to find your way back to Google Classroom, our Google Classroom, beginning. Click on classwork. Look for assignment number 1, open it, and answer the question. But I'm going to give you a cautionary tale. When you guys answer the question, don't leave a class comment. There's going to be a field that says type your answer here, and that's where I want you to answer the question. We had a few students yesterday who answered the question as a class comment, but didn't put it in with the other questions. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to answer this question. How are you feeling during school closures? Find this in our Google Classroom under classwork, assignment number 1. 2 minutes, on your marks, get set, go. So Susie's gonna get a chance to see what the question looks like on her. Okay, Susie, you're on your phone, so you'll follow along. That's fine. While the rest of you are entering your question, I'm gonna show Susie what this looks like on a student side. So I'm gonna go to another classroom I'm a student in, and I'm going to look for a question. Here's a question. That's not really what I want. Oh, this is the question I want. Okay. We have about 30 seconds left. I'm going to stop that timer. I'm going to stop the music. And if you are done posting your answer, go ahead and look over to the Zoom. If you're not done posting, don't worry. I'll give you a little bit more time. And Christina's on yourself too. Okay, that's fine. So this is a classroom I'm in, led by Alice Keeler, Go Slow Webinars. I'm a student in this class. She asked a question, #002. What last question do you have? She posted that on March 13th. I see the class comments. But look over here. This says your answer. And I'm going to ask her a question. Alice, will you please forgive me for not making your ed tech cocktail hour? I'm training some great educators right now. That's not really a question. Smiley face. Now there's a turn in button. Watch what happens when I turn this in. 3, 2, 1, turn in. Submit answer. You won't be able to make changes after you submit your answer. Here it goes, turn in. So this is what the student sees. So I see my response there, but look at what it says below. See classmates' answers. I can now click on that, and I now can see all of the classmates who have responded. I can click on this and see Alice Keeler's response. I see 3 responses right here, and I could respond to Zove about this question that she's asking. So this opens up a whole new way to communicate and collaborate in Google Classroom. So I just wanted to show that to you guys because it's very relevant to what we're talking about. All right, so we created a question. It is now 4:36. We still have about 9 minutes left, so we're gonna keep on going, guys. How are we doing? Give me a thumbs up if you're like so good to go right now. I see a thumbs up from Nikar, a thumbs up from Letitia. Jen is like, Susie is giving me a thumbs up. Awesome. Okay, let's move forward. So the next step, we created a question. In step 7, we also need to create an assignment, and that's what we're gonna do right now. And it's the same steps as a question. You go to classwork, you click create, you click assignment. Title it, add instructions, add or create resources. So I'm gonna model that for you, and then we're gonna do it. So now, since I'm in another class, if you ever lose your way and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know where I'm at, what am I doing? You could just click on the task or the omnibar, type in classroom.google.com. If you're already in a classroom, click on those 3 pancakes in the top left. You'll see all of the classrooms you're in. The one you're enrolled in as a student are the bottom. The classrooms you've created that you're a teacher in are at the top. So you can find your way with those 3 pancakes in the top right corner. You click on, oh, I don't want to go to this one. I want to go to another one. I feel like I had one that was called a test. Anyways, we'll go here. I'm going to click on classwork. Click create. Click assignment. And then I would type #002. It's going to really bug me that I'm not in the same class. I was in this class called Hans Test, and now I'm not. I don't know where it is. And it's really bugging me right now. But it is nowhere to be seen. It's like a phantom. Anyways, I'm just going to have to get over that. Classwork, create. Oh, look it. It saved my draft there. I'm going to click on that draft and click edit assignment. #002. Check in with Flipgrid. Was anyone here last night for my Flipgrid rant? It was epic. So epic. Oh, we have a question. How do I delete a class in case you make a mistake? I'm going to stop right now and show you because that's a relevant question. Click on the 3 pancakes, go to classes. If you make a mistake like this one, that should never have been born. No, that's just a mistake. Click on those 3 pancakes. You have to archive it before you delete it. Watch what happens when I archive this. It says, archive Mr. Tolman's 3rd grade Rockstars 2019-2020. You and your students won't be able to make changes. You can view this class in archive classes in the classroom menu. All classes will remain in Google Drive, or all class files will remain in Google Drive. So I'm going to say, yes, I want to archive that. That class is then removed. Yes, it was removed. I'm going to click on those 3 pancakes, go all the way down. This is the Google Classroom menu. Go down to archived classes in the bottom left corner. And there it is. There's the archived one. From here, I can click those three dots, either restore it or delete it. So it's kind of a two-step process. You want to be really sure that you want to delete a classroom, especially if you have students in there and they have assignments that they've turned in. You want to really think twice about that. But archiving it will just remove it from your main class list so that you can, makes it just easier. So hashtag 002, check-in with Flipgrid. And I've already created this assignment, so I'm going to cheat a little. And I'm going to go in and grab that from my other class. And I'm going to show you a secret of how to do this in an even easier way. So I list out my instructions step by step. If you delete assignments, are they archived? Ooh, that's a great question, Susie. So if you delete an assignment, it will be removed from your Google Classroom. But I'm going to show you a trick that will let you reuse assignments that you've deleted. Because sometimes you just have to start an assignment over, but you don't want to have to redo the whole thing. I'll show you that. So I've listed out my instructions for Flipgrid. Click on the link below, choose your grade level, sign into the Flipgrid with your Google account, watch the YouTube video for instructions, click the green plus sign, record a short video answering the 4 questions. How are you feeling? What do you like to do? What do you like about staying home? What is difficult about staying at home? How could you overcome this difficulty? Now, for this assignment, I'm going to have to add a link below, and I'd have to go to my Flipgrid or whatever resource, and I'd have to add that either from my Google Drive or a link or a YouTube video. Over on the right side, decide which classrooms you're going to assign this to. Decide which students. Is it worth points? Not for me. When is it due? It's not. Is there a topic? Yes. Every assignment goes under a topic. I'm going to put this one under week 1. I feel like I was building a classroom and it's no longer there. Oh well. And then I'm going to click assign. And this will assign it to my class immediately. Yes. And that check-in is now under week 1. And I can move these and change the order if I want. Typically, you want the newest topic and newest assignment at the very tip top. So when kids click on the classwork, they look at the very top. So it's in chronological order, newest at the top, oldest at the bottom. That way they don't have to scroll down forever and try to find the most recent assignment. So I just showed you guys how to create an assignment. And I want to just briefly mention for my intermediates and advanced, if you've created or deleted an assignment before and you want to reuse that instead of like retyping everything, click create, reuse post. So anything that you've posted in any of your other classrooms, you can reuse that. So like there's my archived Mr. Tolman's 3rd grade rock stars. I can go into that archived. If there were any posts there, I could attach it, but let's go into one that already has posts. So I could repost the syllabus. I could reuse that post. It will attach whatever links that I had. There's that link, there's the syllabus, there's the topic that I used in my other class. And now if I post that, that will be under class materials syllabus. So I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes. Oh, wait a second. Look at the time. How does it fly by? I'm just talking so much. And you guys are just listening like obedient little students. Why do I feel bad about that? So we pretty much ended at step 7, kind of partway through. We didn't really create a class material. Hopefully you guys know how to create an assignment. I think on on Monday when we meet again, if you guys want to join that module, that'll be 1.4. We're going to start there and finish it. And then we'll get through as many steps as we can. So if you guys have a moment, 30 seconds, leave some feedback for me. This is helpful because I look at your feedback and then I make changes. Almost like how we give students assessments and then we make changes on our instruction right away. Does that happen? Yeah, not as much as it should. But I have the opportunity to make it happen with you guys to make this better. Because if I'm doing something horribly, we got to stop it right now. So there's my evaluation. Thank you for taking the 30 seconds. If you have any last questions before you leave, feel free to unmute your mic and drop them in. This has been 10 Baby Steps to Google Classroom. But guess what? It's not even over because we're having an after party. So if you gotta head out, feel free to go. You're welcome, Christina. Thank you for coming this evening. Letitia, thank you for coming. It's been great to see you. The rest of you, we're just gonna hang out. If you have questions about something I said or just, want to chat and connect with a human being, we're gonna party starting right now. We don't care about the young folks. Wait a second. Yes, we do. We care about those kids. So, Jen, Susie, and Nikar, how are you guys doing? You may have to unmute yourself.
I came late to the party, so I missed your first couple. I couldn't get in for some reason. I thought I'd go to your
Oh, sorry about that.
But at any rate, so I'm a little bit behind, which is why it was slower. But as a teacher, I appreciate your modeling and giving us time to practice. So
Awesome.
I am having a problem flipping between all the screens. And especially getting back to the one that had your evaluations. I'm a person who has way too many tabs open.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir tonight. I am. It's ridiculous. It's out of hand.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
But what kind of device are you using?
It's a MacBook Pro, and I did actually find that I don't know what I did. It did have the make it smaller, and then whatever term it was there. Now it's gone again, so I don't know how to make it go back. Maybe it's fit to window. I'm looking at mine now. No.
Well, if you're looking at my full screen,
I am.
It could be that green bar at the bottom or the top of your screen.
Yeah.
And there could be a view options menu that you can click on and either enter full screen or exit full screen.
That's what's not there right now. So it must not be in full screen. And
okay. Yeah, maybe it's not.
And it made it do it, but I don't know what it was that I did that.
It is difficult to navigate multiple windows. Sometimes you just get lost because it's way in the back of a bunch of windows. Yeah, no, the struggle is real.
I share your struggle.
I do. And you've seen it live as I'm flipping through these, I have look at all these extra desktops. It's I have 8 computers up here that I have to switch windows, but it's crazy town. It's crazy town.
Well, could you show us how you did that? Because now I did learn how to make something clear.
You know what? I'm gonna pause my music. Nikar, you're breaking up a little bit. Could you say that again?
Could you show how you just did the desktop, where you found the desktop? Because I only just recently discovered how to make something in a separate window, so I'm not just looking at my line of open tabs, which is my to-do list. So it is easier, but I didn't know I could kind of look at the desktop at the top like you did.
Okay.
They're all
I
down.
don't know how to do that either, and that would help because like navigating it is hard for me too when it goes quickly.
And Jen, what device are you using?
I'm using my school Mac, you know.
Oh, we're all
And-
Macs here.
And then I've got my phone where I'm trying to, you know, like have you on one thing, and then I'm trying to work on my phone to do it for my daughter
Oh,
for her
okay.
homeschool classroom. So, you know,
Cool. Okay.
because I
So-
can't make my screen work. I can't make what you're doing. I can't interact as fast as you go just because I'm clumsy. So I can't go ahead and have the two screens open at the same time, it seems.
No one should go as fast as I'm going, especially when you're training adults in a beginning class.
No, but you're
So-
awesome. You're not going too fast. It's just I feel that I am somebody who needs to almost have someone next to me and say, "Way to go, Jen! Nice job on the button pushing." Nice.
If
Whoa,
I could,
both those things up there, and you reduce somebody, you are rocking it.
if I could be there in person, looking over your shoulder, I would say all of those things.
I know
Jen.
you would. I know you would. You're a nice human being. I appreciate that.
So, since we're all Mac people here, I'm going to show you guys how to do this as a Mac user. And one place that I would encourage all Mac users to explore is their system preference. If you totally get lost and don't know where it is, you can go up in the top left corner of your Mac and look for system preferences. So if you're not seeing it in your taskbar below,
Okay.
system preferences. In system preferences, I feel like it would be under, I'm just going to explore really quickly here. No, not general. Desktop and screensaver? No, not there. Good to know though.
Yeah.
Dock? I don't think that's what I want.
Mission control.
I know. I feel that.
Mission control. I'll show you mission control. This is mission control. When I spread out my windows or if I isolate, that's not exactly what I'm looking for.
But good to figure out.
Yes, I mean, all of these are really great tools. Is it display? I don't think it is. It's not. But the way I do this really quickly, ladies, is I've turned on almost everything on my trackpad. Are we all using a trackpad?
Never used one in my life.
No.
Okay.
I have a very bad trackpad impairment, so I always use a mouse.
Gotcha.
It makes my life easier too, especially with right clicking on things.
Right.
Ah, so that's okay.
So there, you know, in the future, if you do decide to go trackpad,
Okay.
there's a bunch of options under more gestures. I feel, app expose. No, that's not.
Okay.
Like there's these different things that you can do, and there's this one that I use all the time and it's not showing up. I do like, maybe that's it. So I feel like if you just, how would you get there? How would you get there with a mouse? I feel like I'm not taking you guys to the right place. Expose. I'm going to search for it.
What did you do? Like you're saying you had to set something up ahead of time to make it show up your different desktops at the top?
Right. So so I guess one thing that you can do is you can grab any window and you can bring it to the top of your desktop and like force it up. And then you'll see this view up here. And I'm going to drop this in desktop 5. But
Okay.
I don't know how to activate this with a mouse. I should know how to do that.
Well,
You
if
can't-
I have to set it up with a trackpad, but I could use the mouse to drag things up, or like what you What did you click on? Use your trackpad to make those desktop show up at the top?
I should know how to do this. I should know how to show you how to set this up. And for some reason, I'm going to Google it. Expose in Mac.
Oh, okay. Well, I could look that up. Expose.
You could look it up, but I'd like to know how to explain it. Maybe spaces. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. Spaces. Maybe that's not what I'm looking for. I feel like it's expose.
Okay.
I feel like that's what it is.
Because it's my husband's birthday. So
happy birthday to your husband. I would recommend that we sing happy birthday to him, but it will sound horrible over Zoom.
Yeah.
He doesn't like happy birthday in real life, but
oh, then he may really like this because it sounds awful.
Yeah, but I made him a good cake, so.
All right, ladies. Well, we'll go ahead and end our time right here then.
Okay.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks so much. I appreciate this. You know, I have lots to look at and explore.
Yeah, and that's what I think I got to do too.
Awesome.
Happy weekend.
You too. Have a great weekend,
Toodles.
ladies.
Bye.
Bye.